got to keep challenging. You know what I mean?
And so for them, this isn't the George Floyd for them.
Yeah.
No,
It's not for them, right?
no.
But okay.
Because I think people view George Floyd differently. Like they don't understand that with systemic racism, it's not just the police who hate you. When you a black male killing another black male, you are biting into systemic racism.
That's
So
right.
in my opinion, you are just like the cop who don't like you because your color. Because you a brother who don't like a brother because he's black. I mean, it's I see it the same exact way. I think that it all falls into the same category. And a lot of people don't see it that way, but I see it as if you biting into this systemic racism, you're just as same as those people who pulling the trigger as an officer, or any other system that oppress the people. Because if you killing a brother and or killing someone and someone has to go through the trauma and all the pain of losing someone, that's oppressing to me. Like that's oppression to me.
So
I mean,
what do they say about the death?
Of this youngster.
Yeah.
Well, what I've been seeing was a lot of rest in peace and this have to stop, and you know the same headlines that we always see. It just when we challenge people to stand up to it, that's when the issue happens. Because like mine is, let's stand up. I mean, we go protest the police all day. Now let's go protest the violence that's going on in our community and hold people accountable.
Yeah. Protest Lil Ray and them. Yeah. Ones that shoot.
Clip.
Hell yeah. You got to protest their ass. You know what I mean? But I think, I mean, I'm hearing people saying this dude need to be arrested. He got to go, give him up. Like, I'm not, usually they don't say that. So I think that's as a step farther. People like, you got to basically get out the village, man. You a harm to the village. You know what I mean? But you not saying nothing wrong, Rico. You real boisterous with it. And we need that though. You made some cats feel uncomfortable. Great. You know what I mean? Because I just want to make sure ain't nobody even harboring this cat. Like, who in the hell will let somebody shoot somebody's 6-year-old child and let them be in a house around them? You know what I'm saying? We got to make that person feel uncomfortable so we could get this dude to the front and he could get out the village, man. You know, because long as he out, he's still a danger to coming in the village and shooting. Because I heard people say stuff like he didn't mean to shoot the child. What the hell you mean? There was children everywhere and families out. So you apparently didn't care about the family. So that pass ain't working on me. You know what I mean? As far as he didn't mean to shoot the child, hell no, he got to go, man.
I mean, definitely.
Like now is the time where we have to come up with real solutions. We have to figure out like what are the action plans that we're gonna create and that we're gonna take to really make something happen. I mean, there's a lot of programs that are successful. There's programs that's not so successful. But then like how do we bring it all together to make sure that what we're doing makes sense? Like it has to make sense. Like because this been going on. I mean, I'm not that old, but it's been going on for all of my life. And I'm in my late 30s. So, you know, I mean, like it's not that many of us here. What are some plans that we can or some action plan that or an action plan that we can take in order to present or to say, look, this is the new code, or how do we create a new code of conduct for our community? And is that even possible? Because I like to live in reality. So if it's not even possible, you know what? I don't even want to say this, but it just might be time to retire.
No, it's definitely it's possible. You know what I mean? It's just about finding the key players in the neighborhoods that's having the drama, getting them dudes, have a meeting with them, and then getting a meeting with the youngsters, because sometimes the youngsters is hesitant. Plus, they spread it out all over the Bay Area. But it's very possible. You know, key players. You know, we all know some key players. Just about getting them there with somebody they could talk to, and then maybe it's all of us, a few of us, but it's a few people, and getting them to talk about what do they need. You know what I mean? To basically keep them out of this drama, and can we squash some of this stuff too? So mainly it's about finding the key players, and then finding a safe place we can meet without everybody shooting at each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's even if it's getting 2 or 3 people together like sometimes it takes 2 and 3, then go to 4 and 5 to have those meetings.
First of all, Rick,
at the mosque, but the mosque gone, so that was a safe place we used to meet at. I'm telling my age, you know what I mean? But a lot of times we do it at juvenile in the jails, but we on the out, so we got to find a place where that can happen. You know what I'm saying? But it's very possible.
Well, I mean, I think it's gonna take all the men to stand. I think it's gonna take all of the. I think it's gonna take all the men to stand up and do it, Reek. Like every hood in the community's gotta be together on it. It can't just be one community that's like, y'all could do this, we could do this. We gotta be all in, and we all gotta come together when something like this happens. We gotta come together and stick together. You know. Because if not, this gonna keep. It's already happening way too much. Now it got down to a 6-year-old. I mean, when do it stop? Like Corey said, we got bullets flying into the old people homes, man. Like it. I mean, when do we stop? And the only way we gonna be able to do it is we got to be the man to check them. Like we just gotta say whatever, and we gotta check them and deal with it.
Yeah.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
This is Derek. About 4 or 5 weeks ago, I live at Redondo between Jamestown and Ingerson. That's about 3 blocks off of 3rd. All right. And 2:56 in the morning, somebody opened fire down near Gilman and Hawes. Right? That's right across from Double Rock. 50 to 100 rounds in less than 2 minutes.
Lord have
I'm
mercy.
talking about an automatic, high-powered, high-velocity weapon, okay? Military, assault rifle. And they opened up fire, hit I don't know how many cars going up the street. Nobody ever reported that. I called in to Shaman and actually sent him photographs. I haven't heard shit about that. Now, we could have lost 10 to 12 people that night,
That's
okay?
right.
Some asshole with a high-powered rifle shooting up the street, okay? With bullets are all in the cars 4 or 5 blocks up the street. So this is serious. This is serious. I mean, I got a family. Y'all have families. Our community deserves better. If we gonna be punks and we ain't gonna stand up to this bullshit, that's what the problem is. They don't see nobody out there. They don't see nobody opposing them. I don't give a fuck about no street code.
Yeah.
I didn't go to Stanford to come back and send other young brothers like the 6-year-old to schools like a Stanford or HBCU or a Hampton or Howard or anything else. Then why is his dream cut short behind some bullshit? And that's what I'm saying. We got to just show that we sick and tired of this bullshit. Give a fuck about no street code.
Yeah.
You ain't got fucking common sense. Punk ass.
Right.
Okay. And this, we need to call it what it is. You a punk. Okay. You scared? Or you got a problem with man X? Take it up with man X.
Yeah.
Face to face, man to man. You bad. See, and we just let this shit go on like it's supposed to happen like this. Hell no, it ain't supposed to happen like this.
That's right.
Okay? I may get shot and killed talking shit. I don't give a fuck.
That's right.
I'm 66 years old. I've lived my life. And if I got to be one to die for what I believe in, I'm doing it.
That's right.
But I'll tell you one thing, I'm not going to stand up here and keep my mouth shut.
No, that's right. That's right. No, we need that energy and let people know that it ain't okay, because it's been going on so long. Like Miss Rome live up on Garlison, her house been hit like 5 times. She's a senior. Like it's going on. So it been going on so long, but now a 6-year-old got hit. It really got our attention. So we got to push it while it got everybody attention. Like this is too far, man. They didn't got comfortable shooting every night. Like they just so used to it that it just happened to hit a 6-year-old. Now it's like, oh, whoa, you know what I mean? But we got a right to be angry and let other people know it's not okay, because the community tired as hell too. You know what I mean? They ain't said nothing. They don't know what to say.
Well, part of the problem we got, Corey, is relations. We got too many people trying to protect the image of whatever they're trying to protect.
Yeah.
And they don't want to report this shit. Okay. So they try to keep it hush hush. Oh, no, I don't want to say this. You know, this is too much negative information. All right. You know, that's exactly why it continues, because we're not informing the community that enough is enough. And then guess what? You know, somebody packing, they got a high-powered assault rifle. They 14, 15 years old, have access to a high-powered assault rifle. Okay? You know that shit ain't supposed to be happening, and you ain't saying nothing?
Yeah.
What's it for? When they get mad in the middle of the night, they fire up, 55 houses and hit 3 kids and 2 seniors, and 2 women, then you're going to be happy? It's only a matter of time. It's going to be a mass slaying in Bayview Hunters Point. I tell you that. If we don't do something. And then they're going to go and they're going to do the same thing in Fillmore. They're going to do the same thing in Lakeview. Going to do the same thing in Potrero Hill, Sunnydale, everywhere where we are. That's where we're going to kill each other. Okay? Black on black genocide. And we got to stop it right now in its tracks.
Yeah. And it happened in Fillmore. One time I was devastated seeing 4 young brothers' bodies laying outside of a car. I had never seen that in my life, and I hadn't been around violence when the 4 brothers died in Fillmore, Rico. That was devastating. So it's hit like that. It's just, we have to speak up. It's enough people speaking up, but it's like, I know Keisha, what's her name? Keisha Perkins was talking about the zero violence thing. She's more about, action. So it's about connecting with these people who saying, let's do the zero tolerance and then take it to where it need to be taken. And we gotta have meetings and strategize, like quick meetings and strategize, like they did with SNCC and all that, because we can't just go out there and don't have a plan, but we gotta get something going as soon as possible. Because I do know, and y'all been working with young people too, they will talk, they familiar with us, you know what I'm saying? Of course, it's always, sometimes some of them high, but it ain't nothing like pulling somebody to the side one-on-one. They do communicate, you know what I'm saying? They do, some of them do want something out of life, but it's harder to walk up when you're talking to about 4 or 5 of them at once, because of course they got to show off to their friends. But they will listen, you know what I'm saying? They definitely will. But we got this music. I be watching these videos on Instagram and YouTube, all the videos talking about is killing each other. You know what I mean? A lot of them ain't even aware of what's going on with George Floyd or Ahmaud Arbery. So you right, Rico, we gotta take it to the streets and have a plan to just do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you out in every community with CRN. So what's y'all strategy when y'all out there, Rick?
Unmute yourself, Rick.
What's the strategy when y'all rolling around in the vans? Because I think y'all got like super contact with y'all, like really there. You know what I mean?
Right. So our number one goal is to connect with these young ones, right? So we have at-risk, in-risk, and high-risk youth, right? So depending on your level of expertise, you deal with those type of youth. I deal with high-risk youth, the ones that are on probation or parole, a victim of a violent crime, or a potential perpetrator of a violent crime. So our role is somewhat prevention, but we are the San Francisco Street Violence Intervention Program. Yeah. So, when it goes down, we there to intervene and make sure there's no retaliation. We got the crisis response and all that. But I mean, like to each his own. Like me personally, like I'm out there and I'm trying to save a life. I speak the truth. You know what I mean? I talk the truth. I don't smoke weed. I don't do none of that stuff out there, nothing at all. I don't even smoke, but I don't smoke in front of young people. I don't smoke with them. You know what I mean? I have integrity that I have to uphold at all times. So, you know, a lot of that play a part in it. Like a lot of our community leaders, like we just all have to step up, especially men. Because a lot, when you look at it, it's a few men who are in position in terms of a program, or they got like a good program that they run, right? It's a few Black men. And when you look anywhere else and you look at leadership in any executive role, it's all women. It's all women. And I honor my sisters for, you know, carrying a lot of the load for us and being there and supporting the brothers. But now it's time for the brothers to come to the forefront, and we know the disparities. We know a lot of brothers ain't as educated. We know a lot of the issues, but we still have to push the brothers to the forefront because they're the ones who know how to change this. They know how to get in the community and really support. We got to look at, okay, even with the education system, okay, yeah, all of them not educated, but they have knowledge of this stuff for sure. And then how do we support them with actually creating and making change? Because I done been in all the meetings around defunding the police, and I ain't seen not one of the people or none of these brothers that's on the corner or the ones that's out there really on the ground trying to help these young people. None of them is in those meetings. So you got all these executives and city folks in these meetings talking about where the money gonna go.
Yeah.
And then when they speak, first they announce, oh, I'm this person and I'm with this organization, and they only speak into their field. Like, come on, man. Like what you're saying now from the way I think, now what you're saying don't even carry no weight, because now you just selling your program. It's just a pitch. Yeah. It ain't really about changing no lives or saving no lives. So, you know, we got to bring these brothers that's out there in the community to the table. No, you know what I mean? We got to bring them to the table and figure out, how can we incentivize the work? Like, how do you incentivize the work? What do they like? They like money. They're like that little small stipend we give them. That, man, they making way more than that. They getting way more than that. We gotta go all out on this one, and we gotta say, okay, we're gonna pull all y'all together. This is the strategic plan. We're gonna give y'all this amount, and we're gonna support your dreams. I know a lot of y'all want to be rappers or whatever you're trying to be. Let's figure it out. Let's do this. And the first shooting, the first homicide, we pull in the whole program, and you hold them all accountable. That's the same thing like what I do with my children. I got 2 boys close in age. One mess up, you both up. It's all over for both of you. Yeah. Dad, that ain't fair. Well, you should have told him. You should have told him, don't do that.
No, that's right.
You know what I mean? Right. So like being able to to do something like that, and we know, like, you know, there's going to be the ones that's not going to want to be a part of it, but they'll remove themselves on their own, and we know, you know, what comes with that. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of them, through opportunity, can change. Because I know I'm one of those people who was real young and didn't listen and didn't pay attention to people like Dr. Marshall, who have been saying it forever, and Tolliver and Lefty Gordy and Hector, all the people that was in my life, and I didn't listen to. But then when I got opportunity and the opportunity presented itself, now you have Rico who loves the community and want to support the community, uplift it as much as I possibly can. We just got to, on this one, think outside the box. Like, a job ain't gonna do it. You know, a job, especially, we know their heads on the line. DPW shooting was a pure example of, you know, something like that. We have to really look into careers. When these young people come home, they tired. They can't even lift their hands up to pick up a gun. You know, they so tired. So, like, we just really got to go all out on this one. And that's what I think. When it comes to whatever we create or however it's created, we got to go all out, no matter what.
No, that's right, man. Because I know one thing I realize is a lot of cats, man, these days, it's a lot of things out there, but they don't want to, they scared to leave that they block. They so terrified of their own shadow. So it's so hard to help anybody. We got to find ways of, like, we got to take it inside the community. We have to have a meeting this night, that night, because usually you could take some youngsters somewhere, but they terrified, man. Then they live all over the place, you know what I mean? From San Francisco to Concord and Vallejo and all that stuff. So it's so many different ways the way this stuff been spread it out, man. I just got a text. Shimon say he trying to put a press conference together on Friday up there in Hunters Point, but we got to do so. I think we need to meet somewhere before that, man. What is it? What's the night? Monday? I'll be forgetting sitting in this Corona, sitting in this house. What's the night?
Let's do something Friday, man.
Before the meeting. Yeah, because I think we need to go up there where that boy where he died at. You know what I'm saying? Little man where he died. I think we need to be there, man. And I don't know, show mom some kind of support or let her know that we out here for her. You know, like the community is speaking. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's not normal. We got to do something. But Rico, I think like with what y'all doing, y'all could take the lead because like y'all out rolling in the van, like y'all work is real. Y'all out there that's some real stuff. And maybe a few of us could get in the vans with y'all. I don't know if we could visit like that or how does that go? Because I know y'all riding, you know what I mean? Because that's some real work when you on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still been riding doing this Corona stuff?
Yeah, we still be riding around. But a lot of the work is like social distancing, just trying to, you know, yeah. So we've been like doing more like supporting families with dropping off foods to homes and, you know, packaging foods out in the Mission and dropping them off in the Western Addition. We did the graduation for the young people. So all of young people in the Western Addition that graduated got a gift bag with a gift card, a bear, a certificate from the community saying, keep up the amazing work. Your accomplishment hasn't gone unnoticed. We see you. You know, we want you to continue on with your Black excellence, right? We also, any violence that happened, we're still going out to General Hospital and, you know, doing the crisis response and going to go communicate with other folks. And so, I mean, like we still doing the same work, but it's kind of more from a distance. It's not as, you know, out there as normally because like we trying to practice social distance. We don't want to get sick. We don't want to bring no sickness home.
That's right.
But we still connecting. And then our teams that do intense mentorship, they going out there and they're still connecting with the young people that are on their caseloads. So
is there a way that it could be scheduled with one of the vans, or can we go up to that neighborhood, or do they do special kind of things? Like, can we go up by Mama House? Can we make a trip up there with CRN? Because I think y'all the best avenue. That's just me speaking, because y'all been doing this. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, no, I think it'll be good. So we did the community caravan that was done by the Human Rights Commission. So the Human Rights Commission did the community caravan where they were educating the community on COVID-19, social distancing, and they were handing out masks. They was telling people, please social distance, and we did every last community. Yeah. So when I seen that, I said and brought it up and said, hey, look, we need to do this for violence prevention.
That's right.
We just need to do a community caravan and go through the different communities and talking about stop the violence. Yeah. But, you know, it never happened. So I think that this now, I mean, it's sad that it takes violence to, you know, to act on things that we should have been acting on, because that's what prevention is. It's being in response before something happened. Yeah. But we can do community caravanning, SVIP can lead, and folks can actually hop in the van, but then also caravan with behind us. Yeah. And, right. And then we can hit all the different neighborhoods and just have a conversation with young folks and try to mentor them. I think it's just like
I think right now, because I did the mask and the sanitizer. I did that with y'all a few times. I was with Mr. C, Ronell. So I'm saying that maybe we could make a special one for the neighborhood. What was it? What street was it? On Ingalls, and you know, wherever about Osceola can, you know, make that, hit a few neighborhoods and make that special trip up there where Mama and them at, jump out, talk to some youngsters and hit a few neighborhoods in Hunters Point. Like, can we do that this week, or can we schedule it?
What would be big is if we as men, if we can get on a united front and say, after the press conference or whatever they have, we march in solidarity of no violence in our community, zero tolerance. And we march all the way to the spot wherever, you know, where the family at, and we march there as brothers in protest of black on black crime.
No, that'd be great because it's
We're
actually
protesting
down.
black on black crime.
That's right. It's actually down the hill, or maybe we can meet before that. Like we can meet at 4 and go. You know what I mean? Because the sundial right there. It ain't nothing but about a 3-block walk up the hill or down the hill. So I think that's perfect. You know what I mean? We let everybody know, hey man, we gonna meet up at can we do 4 or 5? The press conference at 6. So I think that'd be good. I mean, or we could go after, like you said, whichever one. You know, I just feel like we need to be there. You know, probably be there a little earlier. Then we could go up there. I don't know. You know, it's something we could think on. We got till Friday to think about it. So
Hey, Corey, one of the things I want to say, and I talked to Rick already about this, man. It's time for us. We got to check these foul OGs in the hood, man, that's pushing this agenda.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the problem is a lot of these youngsters is getting guidance from these OGs who out here playing like they with the community and they for the community and they behind the door vaccine and sending the young, you know, on their mission. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always the one big homie in the hood, you know what I'm saying, that's sending the youngsters to do their cowardly acts for they shit that they ain't dealt with. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these cats coming home and they keeping up that same that beef and shit that they had before they went down. You know what I'm saying? They on parole. They don't want to do no time. You know what I mean? So they sending the young homies. That's what's happening. I mean, we got to call it what it is.
No, that's real.
If they ain't got, these youngsters ain't got no money. These youngsters ain't got no access to no guns like that. Between the police putting them in the hood and these big homies who working with them, you know what I'm saying? Because that's where it's all coming from. They can't go out to the store. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm a gun owner. They done made it so hard to buy firearms in California. You know what I'm saying? These cats with any kind of record, it's obsolete no off the top.
Yeah.
They pressing me, and I'm a working productive citizen, man. Petty misdemeanor, they taking your straps away. So how we getting assault rifles in the hood?
Yeah.
Somebody bringing them in.
Well, they always been prevalent, man. You know what I mean? They always been able to get in the hood. It just, you know, they and Ray ain't trying to get it legal. He care less about legal. You know what I mean? But we do gotta, because a lot of times when we do stuff like this, a lot of people so-called hide out or hide in the middle of, we don't want to hear it and we don't want to talk. People be high, so it's like, you know, we got to find ways to talk to people because everybody ain't approachable. And who can approach this person? Who will this person listen to? You know what I mean? Because we all know we've been there. You know, you approach brothers. They could be hostile, they could be high, they got somewhere to go. So it's like, it's always about planning and how do we talk to cats, you know what I mean? A lot of times they got a lot of stuff to hide. They think we trying to turn them in, all this old stuff. But we got to start somewhere, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's true. I mean, some of it too, you know, these youngsters, you know, run up in people's house. They doing these home invasions, you know, they getting homeowners guns that way. I mean, that's one way. But I mean, I think the biggest thing is we got to come with a OG man's group to the young man, and we got to teach them conflict resolution, conflict management, man. Mm-hmm. A lot of this stuff is senseless. You know, it is not over nothing major, man. I mean, you start getting to the roots and the back causes of some of this stuff. It's just stupid, man. Internet beef, you know, just social media stuff. I mean, we got to talk to these youngsters, man, and have a real conversation with them with how to be a man and deal with issues when they come across to have some resolution without going to violence, man. That's just what it is. Yeah. They don't even talk to each other no more.
No. And then when they get, they get to jail, then they want to PC up and get scared, and then they want, a letter from Jack and the preacher and all that old stuff. So we got to find ways, man. It's just, but it's possible. I mean, we sitting with some great people here. I think Rico and them got the major connection on the streets. Is just about connecting it. nothing happens overnight. You know what I'm saying? But we got to keep pushing it because it's a lot of groundwork that's been done. And then, you know, I know a lot of youngsters too from the juvenile and the jail. So when I see them, they gonna talk to me. But my thing is always try to, when they, especially on the streets, is talk to them one-on-one because they a little different when they one-on-one. I know the power also is standing in a group and trying to show out in front. And it's okay because, you know, you try to walk up, talk to 5, at least 2 of them ain't gonna want to talk. That's okay, but as long as we talk to somebody, you know what I'm saying?
No, right.
We
And
gotta-
it's figuring out how do we bridge the gap? How do we bridge the gaps? And there's a lot of gaps. I've seen young people who are incarcerated. I'm in there. I've been in there with you, Corey, you know, doing a program called Raw Talk. And that's when they in their most vulnerable state. And they saying they ready to change. And I can see it in their eyes. They really got the intent to actually change. Go back into the community, and somewhere within the community, you drop them off to some resources, and somewhere within them resources or that program that you drop them off to, the ball gets dropped.
Yeah.
Something happens.
It's the
Now
drug-
they frustrated, so you're trying to refocus them. Even though it's not, I'm not blaming the program. I'm just trying to give you the analogy on how the gap, like we have to, like, how do we bridge that gap? Like, a lot of people don't have the same mindset as us. Like, we're the few that said by any means necessary, we gonna get change. And I remember getting out of prison and going up to Omega Boys Club with Dr. Marshall. I'm the oldest one in there, and I'm just sitting in there listening.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting in there, and I said, by any means necessary, I'm just gonna sit in here and listen. And I don't care what nobody talking about.
Yeah.
And a lot of people ain't like that. Sometimes when you drop the ball, they're used to people dropping the ball on you. And then that give them their first excuse to go back to doing what they're doing. So, like, how do we bridge those type of gaps where we looking at those young people and we're supporting them as they transition out of the jail?
Yeah.
How
Because a lot of them need money. You know what I mean? They need that job. Then we're going through this Corona thing. You know, I know back in the days a lot with DPW, Recology, Muni was high because you need money. I mean, we was going through Omega. We had little jobs, you know, because it's something like when you get up in the hood, your homeboy pulling out some thousands. That ain't no joke. But I mean, then you got to be sustained. I mean, you know, we know how it go, Rico. You hit the party with the homies. They got thousands. You over here don't know if you're going to get, you know, you don't know if you can get a picture or whatever. You know, you barely got in. But it's you know, it's building up that mind, you know, because I know we had a lot of power within our own self, but we also had little jobs like Doc and Jack would hook us up with, and we had some jobs. We had a couple of little dollars, so it's a lot to go with that component, but it still could be done because now them jobs pay more. You know what I mean? Then getting them to realize, hey man, you just got out of jail. We know it for a fact, Rico. We've been in them jails, and John, they don't like being in them jails, man. They was getting there crying. You know what I mean? And a lot of them, they on the verge. A lot of them dudes out there on the verge, you get caught again, you about to go run for 4 years. So you damn sure don't want that. But they need somebody to remind them that. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta be there. So the thing is getting our plan on the ground and finding out, like you said, let's have this thing on Friday. We gotta sketch that out because that's one way of getting there. You know what I mean? And calling, you know, calling people Chico and the rest of the crew and we got to do it. You know, and then there's steps. And sometimes I think we think about the whole picture, right? We got to go in steps. Ain't nothing just, can't do it all at once. I think sometimes we rush, like we need to save everything tonight. That ain't how it goes. But the main thing is getting out there. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
no,
what-
I 100%
Tell me
agree.
what time we gonna meet? We gonna do it Friday evening. You know, you want to give the brothers who work an opportunity to get off work to show up. So y'all want to do a 5 o'clock march, 6 o'clock march on Friday evening.
Well, I mean, that's a good thing. You're right. People getting off work. So maybe what you think, Rick? I mean, the press
we gotta
conference-
care. We gotta care about this more than work, though, Rico. I mean, Corey. This is, man. I mean,
Well, hey man, I'm at home. I ain't even working right now. I'm getting paid. Thank God, finally they get paid. Not really to work, so I'm here. I could be there.
yeah. No, I'm just saying, man. We gotta get the women and the men in the community. And the man gotta lead the pack. I mean, we gotta. I'm gonna find out. I gotta find out some more information, man. We gotta go to both sides. We gotta figure out. See, we gotta figure out what's going on. See, there's so many little wars in Hunters Point right now, Corey. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
it's about talking. It's about talking to youngsters we know. You talk. There's some youngsters that'll sit down and say, "Hey, John, this what's going. This what's going on, Rico. This what's going on, Corey." It's some youngsters that'll do that. We know some youngsters. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
you know,
Yeah,
once I find out, I mean, because like right now, that's why I told Rico right now, tensions is high. All the media, everything going on. We're gonna need a couple of days to let things kind of figure out, develop a little bit.
Yeah.
We gotta just walk on these corners where they standing at, and we gotta iron it out. We gotta have some conversations, man, because what's gonna happen is we're gonna lose focus on all this momentum that we've been making. I mean, it's already the narrative didn't already change. They're not even talking about the protests. It's the violent weekends that happen across America on CNN right now. San Francisco, 6-year-old boy killed. I mean, it's on CNN.
Yeah.
Atlanta, 9-year-old girl killed. 15 people that under the age of 18 killed in Chicago. We already know Chicago already got a lot, but I mean, it's just we slaughtering each other.
Yeah, you're right. I think I know, like with the men's group, a few times we
Hey,
didn't
Doc,
walk
you
down.
gotta hold on, Corey. Doc, you gotta come in closer to the mic.
Sorry. Is that
Oh,
better?
you talking?
Is that better?
Doc, you usually loud, man. Where your phone at?
I'm on my computer. It never works. If I had my iPad, I'd be using that.
Where it's at, home?
Is that home? Because I didn't know this was going to be happening. Can you hear
Okay.
me? You guys hear me?
Yeah, we
now?
can hear you a little bit.
Oh, that's why I don't like using my computer. Is that better? I'm supposed
You
to.
got any earplugs in your dresser drawer?
No, this thing ain't. Don't make earplugs work.
Okay.
But can you hear me? That's the main.
Yes.
thing.
Yes, we can hear you a little bit. Go for it.
So first of all, let me commend all of you for. If Herm was on, what was Herm's first song for Street Soldiers? Street Soldiers Take a Stand. So let me commend all of you for taking a stand. Number two, I want to say this. It's very easy to go against the police. It's very easy to go against white people. The hardest thing is going against your own.
That's right.
Takes a special brand of persons, especially men, to stand up to their own. And because a lot of times these men are in your own families.
Yeah.
So it takes a special brand of person to do that. So the fact that you're willing to do that and to be non-negotiable about it is wonderful. Just as, this thing, Rome wasn't built in a day, this is a long-term thing that we're doing, okay? So I don't want, when Rico say he retired, Rico ain't retired. Oh, hell no, you ain't retired. No.
No, hell no.
We do not find many soldiers, so you are not retired.
Did
You
he?
can get tired, but you ain't retired.
He the new Jedi, man. We rolling with him. You the Jedi, Rico.
I think we have to, as long as we have resolve, we're gonna make incremental change. I think the first thing and the big thing with George Floyd was that people were outraged, right? That was the thing immediately that got everybody's attention, and the outrage continues. So I think right now, the big thing we can do is to be outraged. The more outrage you show, the more you're gonna show that this is our George Floyd. This 6-year-old young boy is our personal George Floyd. And I know what I'd like to do, and I think it's very important to support the family. The more the family hears from us, and I don't know, I remember when Mario Woods got killed. I was on a police commission then. There was outrage. I mean, we had meetings, we had this, and they should have had outrage because it was wrong. But we supported the family. So I think immediately, right now in the aftermath, is that and I'll do it if I can have contact with the family. They need to hear from as many people as possible. I love your idea of showing up on Friday, and with as many people as they can to show that this is just the opening.
Yeah.
Of our stand against, I call it community violence, right? Tolliver was great. I wish he was still here. Boy, he was on fire. That's
Yeah, Tolliver, he mad as hell. Hell yeah.
you don't have to be mad with this, right? I mean, you're gonna have to be. You're gonna have to be as mad as you are about what about police and about white people killing black people. You're just gonna have to be just as mad. The tough thing is the reason that we are where we are. Our number one rule here, and some of you know this at the club, is there's nothing more valuable than the individual's life. Okay, that's number one. That's where we start. And the reason that we wouldn't do this is because we have consciousness. I don't know how we're gonna get these young people consciousness. That's something that when you get to that point, you don't have to worry about nobody. All the strategies you put on the table are good. There's not one. It's gonna take a million different strategies to get young people, these young people and the OGs, to get to the point where, because there was a time, and it's been a while ago, that there were things that were sacred. And right now there's not a lot of sacredness. Young people were sacred, elders were sacred, women were sacred. The sacredness is gone. So that's gonna have to be put in, but I completely agree. The men are going to have to stand up to other men and to these young people and stand up to them and say, I'm not gonna allow you to do that. I'm not gonna allow you to do that. And you have to be non-negotiable about it. And we just gotta figure out every possible way we can to not allow them to take these actions. So you're not gonna have all the answers today. What you do have is your willingness to stand up to it. And that's the most important thing. You can't do nothing without willingness. Rico, when you came here and said, I'm not gonna do that anymore, that's willingness. All of this is about willingness to stand up at the risk of your life. Now that doesn't bother me because I've been around some brothers. If I start naming names, Corey start laughing. They ain't never been worried about me getting killed. I ain't worried about that.
That's right.
What a glorious way to die, standing up for my folks. But the initial plans are great. Let's make the Friday thing happen first. We come back together and then come up with something else. But what we're trying to undo is so deep, and we've been taught to hate ourselves. We all know that. Well, we don't need Farrakhan or Malcolm X to tell us that, because they've been telling us that for years. We've been taught to hate ourselves, and that's why we do this stuff. And so I just want to say that I commend you for standing up, and I commend you for your initial plans. And the Friday thing is a great place to start. And after that, we come back together and come up with something else. But it's a long haul, because the Willie Lynch letter showed us once we get it on our heads, what happens. And it's a foolproof plan, and we still doing it. But I think we got a good chance here, at least in this city, in this area, to change them, to work on keeping this resolved. As long as we ain't having it, there's a good chance that we can do something. So those are just my encouraging words to all of you, and I'll be there Friday.
Hey, Quez, you got to say Quez, because I know Quez got something to say, Quez.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the call and, tackle, this community violence, which I'm all in. You guys can, really count on me. I'm fully committed. You feel me? I just want to say we got to get up out of the self-hatred. They have taught us to hate ourselves so much. And this is, the effects. And this is what you see. You know what I mean? It's a false sense of manhood out here that's so crazy that it's not even identified. You know what I mean? And we're just scared to admit it. A lot of us is just scared to admit that we hate ourselves and we're bitter in the inside, and we don't know how to come to somebody and ask for help because we're so insecure about things, and we don't want nobody to know that I'm incompetent, in so many areas. I've been conditioned and had a mask on and hide, my facade, and what I can do. It's all, a hidden, so we need to be real with ourselves. We need to teach men how to be real with themselves. You know, it's about self-mastery. If you can master yourself, then you can begin to identify and, you know, help others or whatever. You know, we got a lot of wannabes out here, activists that want to be gangsters and gangsters that want to be activists. It's too much one foot in, one foot out. You know what I mean? And we got to start identifying that stuff. Just like we identifying and exposing racism, we got to start identifying these fuck boys. Excuse my language, but that's exactly what there are. They're fuck boys that's trying to act hard in front of these women with a gun or flashy some bullshit for temporarily instead of taking real responsibility. Let's go take it and gone. It's gonna be take over 8 years, bro, for what we talking about right now to even happen. And I'm afraid to even get into this because once we get into this, we got to push this moving. I'm like, we can't keep blaming the white man on this racial injustice. That's why I said we talking about refining or reforming the police or whatever. Nah, if we stop doing what we're doing, the police will get reformed. They will get defunded because we wouldn't give them nothing to do. They got a job right now, bro, and you know they ain't gonna solve it. Somebody on the streets go solve it. We always do their job, and we do their dirty work too. Somebody go, you know, end up solving this, you know, probably giving the information. Ain't nothing somebody's supposed to, but at the same time, they don't even do their own job, and that's what they get paid for. And we got to get on these streets, and if we do this, it got to be every day. If we got to take a break, somebody got to do it. Oh yeah, you do it on this day. Oh yeah, you do it on this day. That's why I say we got to keep posting. We got to. It's not forgetting about the OGs, but we got to worry about these young ones. So in the next 4 years, they can be mindful to tell the next generation and the next generation, because this stuff got to get weeded out. So if we're trying to get to these OGs that already got their mind made up, bruh, you're going to start a serious problem with them. Because just like I said, they got their mind already made up, and they ain't trying to listen to somebody that's positive and have influence and trying to move you in the right direction, because it's so much self-hate that you're going to put whatever's in you on somebody else. And we got to identify that, man. If you good inside, you go love somebody on the outside. If you bad inside, that energy go come out negative. You know what I mean? And that's just a fact of life. Once we start mentally getting to know that and change our minds, then we can move forward on a lot of things. But you know, until that's said and done, whatever, it's gonna be a hard fight. And I commend you guys for coming in trying to do this. And I'm totally 100% all in. You feel me? But the effects is bad, bro. We know what caused. He just spoke on that Willie John Lynch. That stuff real, bro. We think it's a made up letter, but that's real, because the doctrine and the facts is the effects is here. We see it. The eyes don't lie. People do. You feel me? So, you know, thanks for letting me have my little words, bro. I want to, you know, I like listening and learning, you know. So I'm gonna finish sitting back, you know, and hearing what y'all got to say and follow suit. You know, I am a leader, but you know, but before I became a leader, I was a follower, and I continue to do that. So I want to follow, you know, you strong men, and, you know, maybe I can bring in my contribution. Yeah, 100.
Yeah, we just need all the people from the community to come together, man, because this is an entire city issue. You know, y'all from the Western Addition, we from Hunters Point. We got to get all these groups, these nonprofits, everybody, man. We got to stick together and unite as one.
This ain't no Hunters Point Filmo thing. This is a
Right.
black people thing,
Come
bro.
on.
We are
That's
black.
right. That's right.
We all, I don't give a fuck, Hunters Point and all that. That's a white man's thing. They want us to claim that bullshit. We don't own none of that. We are black people trying to come together. So
Right.
I just want to say, I understand these are our landmarks and that's where we from, but fuck Filmo and fuck Hunters Point. That's how I feel, because they never stood for shit. Period. Point blank. I'm sucker free, bruh. I'm sucker free, and I don't give a fuck about Filmo, because they keep backdooring each other, and I see the Hunters Point niggas doing the same thing. So fuck niggas like that. Nigga, I'm on my own hype. I'm over Red. You can ride with Red Carpet Heart to Heart. That is a group we can talk about and ride for. You feel me? And I promote that shit, but I ain't promote no more Filmo or no Hunters Point shit. We're black people from San Francisco that need to get it together, man.
And that's real. I'm with you on that.
And I know John Henry, I look up to you. You got gang. We just met in the last few weeks, you feel me? And you inspired me, bro. 100.
For sure, man. You inspired me, because the more people that we rub shoulders with, bro, that's how it's gonna happen. You know, we all know something that somebody else don't know, man. It ain't no one person's bigger than nobody. You know,
Right.
we build this. It's shit you don't know. I didn't listen to your live 3 or 4 times, picked up some gems. I said, you know, that's what it's about, networking, bro. I know something you don't know. I'm open to hear. I'm open to hear whatever you got to say. That's what it's all about, being open, bro. We got to get the young people to be open and listen. That's it. I'm not here to. I always tell the young people when they locked up, Quez, I don't come here to change you. When I go up to juvenile twice a week, I'm not here to change you, bro. I'm here to give you a different way of thinking. I'm trying to give you something else to think of, because your mind, what you doing day to day is what you doing. I'm just trying to get you to think different. I always tell the young people, for every excuse you make, I can make another one on a positive side. You want to sell dope, you could be a pharmacist. You want to break in houses, you could work for ADT and go and fix alarms. You want to break in cars, you want to bip cars, you could be a tow truck driver. You see what I'm saying? It's a positive for the negative, bro. But
That's
you
right.
gotta want to do that. It's easy to just be like, man, this is what I do. I'm out here. Nah, bro. Everything you do out here, you could do it.
Yeah.
You like to run game, go be a car salesman. You could sell people game all day. So it's a positive for every negative, and we just gotta tap into it. Yes, they need jobs. Yes, they need income. But none of that means nothing if they don't show up to work. You see what I'm saying? So we got to teach them all of that. How to get a job, how to keep a job. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the community say, go get a job, but nobody tell the kids how to keep the job. You got to show up every day. You know what I'm saying? You got to show up every day. You got to keep your mouth closed. You got to do what your assignment is. You see what I'm saying? In the community, man, we always give the kids one side of the story. We got to help them all the way. We give them a job, but we don't teach them how to save. We don't teach them how to budget. You know what I'm saying? We don't, you know, we just got to do a better job, man. And myself included, man, I'm going to continue to do more. You know what I mean? It's easy to just be like, I'm out in the street, but if we don't have a direct plan, like Corey said, it's useless. We can have 50 different people out there doing stuff in the community. I appreciate that. You out there doing it. But when are we going to unite and put one plan together that we all stand for, like Quez just said, as San Francisco Black people? Then we can affect everything else in the Bay Area and all across this country. Somebody got to show the example. This is what we're doing. And not just to say, my nonprofit is doing this to get a check, bro. We talking about human life now. We losing our babies. You know what I'm saying? We not even together on nothing. They just had an article today about some people trying to hang some black person.
What was that in the South?
It was somewhere. I got to look at where it was at. But
I seen a little piece of that, man.
Yeah.
It's going crazy. It's going crazy. I just feel like we have to be as loud and as mad as we were about the stuff that happened with the police brutality and this racism. I feel like we have to stand up with this, man, and you know, and get people together, man, because that was definitely foul what happened to that baby, man. And you know, people in the community, they tired, man. You know, shootings happening a lot. You know what I mean? A lot of it, some seized a little bit with what was going on with George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and our brother in Atlanta and Breonna Taylor. You know, and it's that alone, just so many to call. But you know, we still got to be the same as that wasn't cool, and also saying this ain't cool, man. You know, how can you shoot at a brother, especially right now with all this stuff going on? You know what I'm saying? That's just foul anyway, man. But we'll continue to, you know, find out what to do, collaborate, get people going, and seeing what's going on. You got a lot of mothers out there, they tired. You got fathers. And then the effect, you know, we got to remember the effect of this is that little boy, 6 years old, he got little friends that'll never see him no more. That hurts, man. Mama hurt, daddy hurt, grandma, the whole community hurt. We hurt. And it's effects. There's stuff, it don't just stop. It you know, this go on for years in our hearts and our soul, man.
So a key will be how we feel a week from now, right? Key will be for me is, you know, do people turn out on Friday? The key will be for me if 2 weeks from now people are just as outraged as they are now. Key will be for me if you know, Rico keeps saying what he says and you know, people keep screaming and hollering at them, right? We got to keep it on people's minds, and I think we will. I think we will, because you guys are serious. So, I mean, numbers will be great, but I know Vanguard is important. People need to be led. People need to see other people do stuff. So, you know, I think a good benchmark is after the press conference on Friday. You know, people turn out, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I really do.
So
And
where we go meet at? Where they having the press conference at, Corey?
The press conference is supposed to be mainly up at the Sundial, you know, but either it's, do we, you know, my thing is, do we go before and after? But you did say some people need to get off work, but then you said, hey man, the hell with the work thing, so maybe we could meet at 4 or 5, you know, and you know, we'll figure it out though. This just we throwing it out, Rico working on it, and we'll figure it out by Friday.
It'll probably be best to do it an hour before the actual meeting, and we meet on 3rd and on one of them streets on 3rd, and we march up there.
Yeah.
In numbers.
Okay. Some of them old brothers ain't gonna be able to make.
When we walk in, the press conference has just started, and all the black men is walking in.
That's right. Some of them old brothers ain't gonna be able to make it up that hill, Rico. You know you're not.
It's all right. It's all right. They can roll in the van.
Yeah, we gotta have that van, man.
We can roll them in the van.
That Hunters Point walk up to Sundown, boy. I remember them days. All right.
All right, well, y'all let's look forward for the information. Me and Rico go work on it. We're gonna talk to Uncle Damien. We got to get Herm them involved. We got to get everybody, man. We just gotta. Y'all want to go from 3rd Paloux and just walk up?
Yeah, walk up to the Sundown. So that's what a press conference is going. That's what a press conference is supposed to be at about 6. So we'll figure it out.
Is anybody?
We talk.
Does anybody have the contact information of the family? Are they willing to talk to people? Anybody know?
Well, we got to get that. Reed, can we get that? Can you know somebody can get it?
Yeah. I'll shoot it a text.
Okay. And is it a way we can have some vans organized? I'll talk to you. We'll talk for Friday. All right.
So Friday at what time again, Rico?
He's figuring out a time now.
We're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna make sure that the time. So we trying to coordinate with the meeting, so that way when we pull up, all of us, the meeting is just starting. And we walking in numbers.
Yeah.
Showing our sisters who are already most likely gonna be there,
right,
that we are in solidarity with the movement.
Yeah.
I think the community, it's gonna show we are protecting our community as black men. We're gonna protect our community by all costs.
Yeah. And I think we put it out there, a lot of people will show up because people frustrated about this. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to come out.
Until we get the time, so it's gonna be on. We gonna meet at 3rd and Paloux and walk up to Sundown Park.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
We'll get the time, but we'll put it out there that we're gonna meet on 3rd Paloux, and we're gonna walk up to Sundown Park. Everybody, all the families, the mothers, everybody. We meeting at 3rd and Paloux, and we marching up there, and we finna come together and deal with these issues.
Okay, all right.
And you know why? Because Black Lives Matter.
That's right. That's right. We still, because people been like, where Black Lives Matter? I'm like, we mattering now. We speaking up for the community. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know.
All right. So that sounds good to me, fellas. Let's make it happen.
All right, for sure. I'll see y'all Friday for sure.
All right.
Thank you, guys. All of you.
All right. Thank you, Doc.
One love.
All right.